President Clinton and Ira Magaziner, his senior advisor, back in 2002. It was a time when HIV, the epidemic, was going very strong, especially in Africa. There were a lot of people dying, and the experts we were talking to said, look, it's too expensive, the drugs were too expensive, don't focus on treatment, focus on prevention. And that was almost universal across the board. But then, of course, President Clinton had his political connections. Ira Magaziner had his business connections. He's a business consultant, and he doesn't take no for an answer. So he tried to understand why. For instance, pediatric ARVs, the first-line drugs, the stavudine, the midludine, the verapine combination, it was about $650 per patient per year for developing countries, for low-income countries. So we engaged with the suppliers to do what we call market shaping, all sorts of things, engaging them to lower the prices. In the countries, we were engaged in many countries to support the Ministry of Health, align clinical guidance, supply chain management, forecasting processes. We looked at the entire chain from production to reaching the patient's hands to understand where the gaps are. Why isn't the drugs reaching the patients? It could be price, but it could be other factors as well. So that's the $650 per patient per year reduced to about $52 per patient per year after about 5 years of intensive engagement on both those sides. So that was kind of our introduction to this. In respect to vaccines, it's a relatively new program. We are in 8 countries around the world. In Asia, we're in, besides Vietnam, there's China, where we're engaged with suppliers, India, Indonesia, PNG, Laos, and here, and several countries in Africa as well. We're funded by the Gates Foundation. We're not funded by, and we do not accept any money from pharmaceutical industries. This is all engaged by governments and private foundations. So the reason we're engaged in Vietnam is Gavi has been supporting countries around the world to introduce vaccinations, and many, many millions of lives have been saved. In Vietnam, we're going through a Gavi transition. This is the last year, and Vietnam is going to need to supply all the vaccines by itself. And that's serious because it goes from 50%, it used to be 90% subsidy, then 80%, then 50%. This is the last year of the 50% subsidy. It goes from 50% subsidy to 0. And so that is a major impact on budgets for all governments around the world, but especially in Vietnam. It's happening now. It's happening next year. So this is something that is very serious, and I hope it doesn't impact the children of Vietnam much. So how we are supporting this process, we didn't have funding for this specific workshop, but after engaging with the DAB, we thought this is an important part of the response is helping more suppliers enter the Vietnamese market so that there will be more competition, and that will lower prices in the long run, especially for the new vaccines. Maybe not the old vaccines, the current ones that are already produced by the 4 manufacturers in the country, as you said, those prices are set already, but for the ones that are not being produced in Vietnam, right, the HPV, the pneumococcal, maybe some of the rotavirus that won't be produced in the country, and future vaccines. So we see this as strategic and important, and we're very happy to be here to sponsor the event. So thank you.